Good morning, everyone. It is August 13th, 2024. I am Vince Picelli, the Executive Director for Tender Care Pregnancy Centers. I'm about to leave on our 5th annual Ride for Life. This year, we are traveling throughout the Bible Belt as we visit 12 historical churches. We will be posting videos on our YouTube channel and our website, so feel free to ride along with me. The weather is beautiful. The weather forecast is great for the next couple days. As you are more than aware, the pro-life movement is under attack like never before. It is critical that we have your support throughout these challenging times. You may remember that we lost some funding when the state of Pennsylvania no longer funded real alternatives. So it is critical that we keep going forward and keep your support with us. Wishing everyone well, and I will be in contact later today. All right, arrivederci. As you can see, it is quite beautiful. But there you can see the belfries, you can see the towers. Absolutely stunning. Overlooks the city. Beautiful landscaping. And go inside and see what we can see. This is the interior of the church. You can see the beautiful stained glass windows. Marble floor. Huge stained glass windows on the sides. Absolutely stunning. Greetings, Tender Care. This is Vince. I just want to give you a quick summary of today's event. We did have a little bit of problems with the camera, so I'm going to read something that I would have read in front of the church, and then we'll go over the trip itself. We were at the Basilica of St. Andrew in Roanoke, Virginia. The Basilica of St. Andrew, also known as St. Andrew's Catholic Church, is a historic Catholic church and rectory in Roanoke. It was built in 1900 to 1902 and is a buff brick church on a stone foundation in the high Victorian Gothic style. It has a cruciform plan and features 2 tall Gothic towers which flank the main entrance and are square in plan. On each tower are 2 small lancet windows, 2 large pointed arch stained glass tracery windows, and sets of double pointed arch openings at the belfry. Also on the property is a rectory built in 1887. The church replaced an earlier small brick church built in 1883. The building cost $60,000 to construct, with another $40,000 budgeted for interior appointments and trim. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. The church is stunningly beautiful, both inside and outside. The trip went very well. It took me about 4.5 hours to get to Roanoke and then get to the church. Had moderate traffic on 81, and most importantly, no rain and no cold weather. So it was great. Tomorrow I am headed to Knoxville. Looking forward to touching base with you again. Everybody have a great evening. Greetings, everyone. This is Vince. I am at Asbury United Methodist Church in Knox County, Tennessee. I am just east of Knoxville, Tennessee. The church is in East Knox County, is named for English Methodist evangelist Francis Asbury, who is credited with disseminating Methodism in the United States in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, and who on November 2nd, 1800, led the first Methodist worship service in East Tennessee. The church sits on land that was donated in 1855 by the Huffaker family. The church building underwent its last major renovation in 1898. The Gothic Revival architecture has been largely unaltered since that time. The church building was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1997. The National Register nomination referred to the inspirational feeling imparted by the Gothic Revival architecture, the sense of power imparted by the church's steep gabled roof and pronounced arches, and the sense of strength and stability conveyed by the square bell tower, which has a bell-cast roof. If that was always a little confusing, it's because I'm trying to hold the camera and read at the same time. As you can see, the church is beautiful. It does have the steep gabled roof and pronounced arches and the square bell tower. You can see the beautiful stained glass. On the steps leading into the front door, main entrance is Asbury, built 1855, rebuilt 1898. So you can see the weather is beautiful. I left Roanoke at 9 a.m. and got here moments ago. Not too bad. A little chilly southwest of Roanoke, where I had to actually stop and put on a sweatshirt, sweat jacket. You can see the arches, both sides of the building, and the front, and the doorways. The church is beautiful. It's a beautiful day, and I'll be spending the night with my brother who lives in Knoxville. Touch base with everybody later tonight. Greetings everyone, this is Vince. I am resting comfortably at the home of my brother and sister-in-law in Knoxville, Tennessee. Had a somewhat of an eventful ride. When I left Roanoke this morning at 9 o'clock, it was bright and sunny. I'm wearing the shirt that you see. But then suddenly in the mountains, the clouds seemed to drape over the mountains and down to tree level. Needless to say, it got quite chilly and I had to get off the road and throw on a sweat jacket. Continued on for a little bit. The temperatures rose and I was able to take it off. It became very warm and sunny. I entered Tennessee on Route 40 going west and found myself behind a dump truck. You can imagine what happened. Normally I'm not behind dump trucks, but there was a lot of traffic and there was a tractor trailer there, and there I was. And suddenly rocks started bouncing out of this thing. I got hit in the face, I got hit in the arm. I still have red marks there. I managed to pull up alongside the dump truck and grab the attention of the driver and say, hey man, you're spilling rocks all over the road. He's very apologetic. And of course I got in front of it and no longer was there a problem. Outside of that, the trip went great. Weather was good. No rain is always critical. I thoroughly enjoyed visiting Asbury United Methodist. I hope you liked the little presentation in history. There was nobody there, so there was no opportunity to go inside. But it is fascinating to know that it's been there since 1855 and only renovated once in 1898. So it was very fascinating. I enjoyed this trip very much. Tomorrow I'm headed to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then to Birmingham, Alabama. I will check in with you then. Wishing everybody a good night. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vince. I'm at the First Centenary United Methodist Church in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The history of the First Centenary United Methodist Church is the story of two churches, Centenary Methodist Church and First Methodist Church. These two congregations played prominent roles in the civic and spiritual life of Chattanooga for more than 100 years and merged to form one church, believing that together they could serve God in the community and the community in a more effective way. After the Civil War, the congregations of each church grew in size and influence. In the next 100 years, each church built and outgrew several buildings. Both churches were sensitive to the needs of the less fortunate in the community. Centenary supplied the first city missionary and was instrumental in beginning the Methodist neighborhood centers and Asbury Center at Oak Manor. In 1911, the two churches initiated a movement towards unification of the branches of the Methodist Church, which had withdrawn from the parent church. On May 10th, 1939, the Methodist Church, Methodist Episcopal Church, the Methodist Episcopal Church South, and the Methodist Protestant Church became one great church, the Methodist Church. My next stop is Birmingham, Alabama. I'm going to hit the road because the clouds look a little sketchy here. Wishing everybody a great day. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vince. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama at the 16th Street Baptist Church. It was established in 1873. The 16th Street Baptist Church was Birmingham's first black church, initially situated on 12th Street North and 4th Avenue. The congregation moved to its current location at 16th Street and 6th Avenue North in 1880. Facing the demolition of the original building, the church collaborated with black architect Wallace Rayfield and contractor D.C. Wyndham to construct a new church in 1911. It served as a communal space throughout segregation, earning the moniker Everybody's Church.
In 1963, the church played a pivotal role in civil rights marches and tragically became infamous when a bombing occurred on September 15th, resulting in the deaths of 4 young girls and later in the day, 2 boys. A historic place, without doubt. Tomorrow, off to Shreveport, Louisiana.
Greetings everyone, this is Vince. I'm at the hotel west of Birmingham today, which I thought would be a hop, skip, and a jump. Turned out to be a little bit more challenging than I had expected. A lot of traffic on Route 75 South. It did clear up once I got into 59, crossed through Georgia into Alabama. Very hot today, very hot. Minor incident in Chattanooga when a motorist tried to change lanes into my lane and only saw me at the last second. He did apologize and all was well, no accident occurred. Very fortunate about that. Both churches were extremely fascinating. While in Birmingham at the 16th Street Baptist Church, a man approached me and gave me additional history about the church, which was pretty interesting. Very hot again. Tomorrow I'm headed to Shreveport, Louisiana, about a 437-mile ride. Should take about 7 hours or so with gas stops. No rain in the forecast, but temperatures to exceed 100 degrees, so that will be quite interesting to see. Wishing everyone well. Hope you're enjoying the videos. I'll touch base with you tomorrow.
Hey everyone, this is Vince. I finally made it to Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm at Kings Highway Christian Church, 806 Kings Highway, Shreveport, Louisiana. Since its earliest days, Kings Highway Christian Church has been located at the corner of Kings Highway and Line Avenue. Excuse me, in 1925, only 2 years after the church was founded, the magnificent sanctuary was completed. Since that time, the sanctuary has been the site of hundreds of weddings and funerals and thousands of worship services. It is only one of 2 Protestant churches in Shreveport listed on in the National Register of Historic Places. Kings Highway Church, they have sought to inspire all who enter to recognize the love that God is offering us and to grow in relationship with Him by listening for and responding to His call for our lives. And together we have tried as a community to make our neighborhood and city the best that it can be. That is certainly something for all of us to think about. Touch base with everybody later.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all is well. This is Vince. I'm reporting from Shreveport, Louisiana. As you may know, I visited Kings Highway Christian Church at 806 Kings Highway in Shreveport. What a fascinating church it is. It's beautiful as far as the architecture is concerned and their commitment to Christianity. Unfortunately, I could not get inside. There was a big drape over the front saying it was under renovation. I had noticed some damage to the roof, so I just walked away with the video. Please pardon my voice. I think it's from the wind and heat today. Ears are still a little clogged up as well. I left Birmingham, Alabama at 8 o'clock this morning, got to the church about 3:45. It was a very, very long day. The weather forecast had called for heat and it did not disappoint. It was very, very hot. Went from Alabama through Mississippi and into Louisiana. It was interesting. One, the road was straight as could be. I thought I'd been in some straight roads in Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, but these equaled that or exceeded it. Long straight roads, a lot of trees, a lot of heat. It was insanely heat. I would get to a rest stop, hop off the bike, and within moments I had beads of sweat all over me. It was kind of crazy. The trip was uneventful with the exception of the heat. I did find an interesting fact that the trees changed from Alabama to Mississippi to Louisiana. It was kind of fascinating. Alabama had those very, very tall pine trees with the branches starting about 100 feet up. And then the trees change when you get into Mississippi, and they change again in Louisiana. All very interesting. I hope all is well. Tomorrow I'm headed off to San Antonio, another 400 plus mile day. Today we did 445 miles. So good trip overall. I apologize for my stumbling and bumbling here. I'm rather tired and it was a long day. I'll touch base with everybody tomorrow.
Here right at the Alamo. My ears are messed up, so I sound very funny. I think it's the Jolly Ranchers and the hot air. It was very grueling today. Obviously, this is not a historical Christian church, but I have to be in the area. On my way to Fort Worth, thought I'd drop by and take a look. I'm very tired. We all know the significance of the Alamo and what it did in forming the Texas Republic, and then Texas, of course, joining the United States. So here's a shot from the outside. Here are the grounds. I was told not to be surprised at being in the middle of the city, but I think it's quite nice what they've done. As you can see, it has a park-like setting here with places for video watching and information. All right, I'm gonna head to the hotel and I'll touch base with everybody in a bit.
Greetings everyone, this is Vince and I am finally comfortable at the Best Western Hotel. What a day it was. The heat was almost debilitating. The traffic on 35 in East Texas was insane. Every municipality I came through, there was backed up traffic, and when you're on a motorcycle, this is very difficult. Your left hand gets tired from using the clutch so much. You're worried about burning up the clutch. The heat was just baking me as I'm just stopped or moving slowly. Finally, I said enough of this, and I did something. I took to the shoulder. I had to. I wasn't starting to feel well. I'd stopped many times for fluid, but it was just very, very difficult. I was just, if I never go back to Route 35 in East Texas, it will be too soon. I got to the Alamo. I apologize for not taking too much video, but again, I was not well. I knew I was starting to get dehydrated and I needed to go. I had been warned about the Alamo. I thought it was great. It's in downtown San Antonio, but everything's been preserved. It's got a park-like setting, things to read. I wish I had more time, or I should say I felt better, but the conditions did me in. Anyway, it was a tough ride, one of the toughest I've ever had, maybe the toughest, because that heat was just beating me. And the traffic, trucks, constantly in traffic, constantly dancing with tractor trailers and other cars, and then of course with the stoppages of a major accident where 3 lanes went into 1. Anyway, I enjoyed the Alamo. I wish I had felt a little better, but at one point it became clear that I'm not well and I need to get going, and that's what I did. But everything is fine now. We did about 453 miles, I think. I'll have to double check that. Tomorrow I'm off to Fort Worth. I'll probably get an early start to beat some of this heat. Hope everybody is well and you're enjoying the videos. And by the way, I left the road grime on my face, just to give you some indication of how dirty it was today. It really was difficult. Everybody have a good evening.
Greetings everyone, this is Vince. I'm at St. Patrick's Cathedral in downtown Fort Worth, Texas. I had a nice 4.5 hour ride up from San Antonio this morning, a little cooler. I know I said I'd never return to 35, but I did. The oldest Catholic parish in Fort Worth, St. Patrick's Cathedral, is housed in this 1890s Gothic Revival church building on Throckmorton Street near the Convention Center. The church was originally designed to support twin towers and spires. Some talk about building them took place in recent years, especially after its Dallas counterpart had its towers completed. But so far, no action has been taken. A very beautiful church. We cannot go inside as the service is about to start, but it is beautiful. Hope everyone is enjoying it. We are inside the church. You can see it is magnificent. All bright towards the front. It's beautiful. Yes, I'm back. Still in Fort Worth, Texas. This is the first Christian church at 612 Throckmorton Street, Fort Worth. It is beautiful, as you can see. The congregation was founded in 1855, making it the oldest continuously operating church established in Fort Worth. The current building dates back to 1915. Both of the churches we visited today are right downtown. which I always find fascinating. Of course, it wasn't really downtown when they were built, perhaps. Nice looking sign. And there we go. I will be in touch later. Greetings, everyone. This is Vince from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm spending the night with my son, Daniel. Today was an interesting day. The ride up 35 was not bad. I left at 6:30 this morning, covered 257.9 miles. It was rather cool in the morning, but of course, as it got a little later, it started to heat up. I left extra early because I checked the forecast and saw 103 degrees in my future and said I didn't want any parts of that. Both churches were beautiful. We weren't able to get into the second one. I know in the first video I said I couldn't get into the first one because of an ongoing mass, but we were able to get in there and take some footage. Fort Worth is a pretty interesting city. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually drove through the famous stockyards. I felt very cowboyish. That was great. Tomorrow I am headed to Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm getting an early start. Hopefully I'm getting away from these hot temperatures. So I'll check with everybody tomorrow. Bye. Greetings. This is Vince. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas at the First United Methodist Church. This brick building was designed by Frank W. Gibb in 1899 to 1900. It's one of Little Rock's best examples of Romanesque revival architecture. As you can see, they're doing some renovations here, so it may be difficult to hear me. I'm not quite in front of the church yet. With square towers at its corners. Hold on a second. Square towers at its quarters and a predominantly smooth brick exterior, contrasted by rusticated granite trim. A lot of street noise here. This is the second building to be located at this site. The first one was destroyed by fire. The congregation, founded in 1831 as the Cherry Street Methodist Episcopal Church, is the oldest Methodist congregation in the city. The church was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1986. I'm sorry about all the noise here, but it is a busy street. But as you can see, it is a beautiful church and it is under renovation. Magnificent, really. All right, I'll be in touch in a bit. See the beautiful stained glass windows here. Look at that. That is special. You have a turret at one end of the church. And again, noise of machinery. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this stained glass. It's really, really neat the way they did this. All right, this time for sure, I'll be in touch in a bit. Bye. Greetings, this is Vince. I am at the hotel just outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. I had left Fort Worth, Texas. My son's home this morning at about 9:30. Took me about 6 hours. I did not rush, took a couple breaks. I didn't want a replay of the other day with the heat, but fortunately the heat wasn't a problem today. It was rather cool once I got out of Dallas. In fact, when I got to Arkansas, it was quite delightful. About a half hour to get through Dallas, and then about 20 to 25 miles of road work. You may see the grime on my face. I left that on purpose. 6 hours on the highway is 6 hours on the highway. The church was beautiful. I apologize again for all the noise, obviously beyond my control. I couldn't be more impressed with that church. My son had warned me about the bugs in Arkansas, and I found that the bugs in Arkansas come in a variety of sizes. The small ones sting, and the large ones hurt. It was interesting. My sunglasses are covered with dead bugs. It always makes it a challenge to see. But a good day all in all. No rain, no heat, smooth roads. What more can I ask for? Tomorrow on the way to St. Louis. I'll see everybody then. Bye. Greetings, everyone. This is Vince. I am in St. Louis, Missouri at the historic Trinity Lutheran Church. As you can see, it is quite impressive. The historic Trinity Lutheran Church, founded in 1830, is the oldest Lutheran church west of the Mississippi River and is considered the mother church of Missouri Synod Lutheran congregations. The first church on the site was destroyed by a tornado, but was rebuilt in the same spot in 1896. The 1864 baptismal font and pulpit, which survived the tornado, are still in use in the church and represent beautiful examples of German woodworking. The grounds are immaculate. You can see the landscaping, very beautiful. Again, there's construction in the area. Everywhere I go recently, there's construction. Interesting. I'm standing out front. Just look at the stained glass there. I think you can see it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful shrubs and flowers. Okay, very good. I'll be back. Greetings everyone, this is Vince. I hope all is well. Another day in the books, 7-hour trip from Little Rock, Arkansas to St. Louis, Missouri, covering 360.6 miles. It was not that enjoyable today, despite the sun and not hot. It got a little chilly and it was extremely windy, and I was just battered throughout the trip. But all ended well. I hope you enjoyed the video of the historic Trinity Lutheran Church. I found the church beautiful, the stained glass, the landscaping. I think the fact that the 1864 baptismal font and pulpit survived the tornado and are still in use today. All in all, a great day. A little tired from the wind, but that is to be expected. On tomorrow, Lexington, Kentucky. I'll keep everybody posted. Have a good day. Greetings everyone, this is Vince. I'm in downtown Lexington, Kentucky, or just off of downtown. I am at St. Peter's Catholic Church. It's the oldest Catholic community in the Diocese of Lexington. It was established in 1812. And the pioneer Catholics, as they're called, worshipped in their homes and in a log chapel until the first church, St. Peter, was built on 3rd Street next to the site now occupied by the Central Fire Station. New church building was built in 1837 at North Limestone, which is currently Mulberry Street. Location and building of the church commenced the community's long and happy alliance with the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth, St. Catherine's Academy. The sisters had opened St. Catherine Academy on the Limestone property and sold the corner portion for construction of the church. In 1868, St. Paul Church was built on Short Street and St. Peter was maintained as a mission. When St. Peter was established or reinstated as a parish in 1909, the pastor, Father William Punch, immediately began what may be Lexington's longest fund drive. For 20 years, he collected 25 cents a week from his parishioners. Those funds contributed to the construction of the present St. Peter's Church on Barr Street. So that is 1909. You can look at that beautiful tower on the left side of the main body of the church. Well manicured grounds. Very old, ornate. It's locked up, so we will not be going inside. But quite a sight, right off of Main Street in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, I'm headed to the hotel. I will check with everybody later. Greetings everyone, this is Vince. I'm at the hotel in Lexington, Kentucky. I hope everyone's had a great day. My day started at 8:45 Central Time in St. Louis. I started off with a sweatshirt and a neck covering, and in 45 minutes I had the heavy leather coat on. So it was quite chilly and overcast, got a few sprinkles, and the wind again was a challenge. Very exhausting riding in a headwind and crosswind. It moves you all around. It's tricky, to say the least. But I ended up wearing that heavy coat all the way to Lexington. By the time I got to Lexington, I could have taken it off, but obviously it was too late for that. But outside of that, the weather was great. Traffic wasn't too bad. It was just windy, and I had to get down in my, what I call my Bonneville tuck, where I kind of lay down somewhat over the gas tank and duck out of the wind. I did that on occasion just to get a break. St. Peter Catholic Church on Barr Street in Lexington, I found very fascinating. It's a shame we couldn't get in, but as we've seen, most of the churches we can't get in.
during the week. Anyway, the whole story about it, when they started off in their homes and they went to a log cabin church, then they had a church built, and ultimately in the 1900s, 1909, they built the current church. So it's pretty cool. There's a parking garage right across the street from it, and it's just off of downtown. And I found Lexington to be my quick trip through downtown. Very nice, very clean. The traffic wasn't too bad, and it was a hop, skip, and a jump to the hotel. Tomorrow, I have another long day, about 395 miles. Today, I did 367. Tomorrow, 395 to Charlotte, North Carolina. Checked the forecast already, so tomorrow it's going to be a little cool when I depart here, then it warms up and it should be nice and toasty by the time I get to Charlotte. So I will touch base with everybody tomorrow, wishing everyone well.
Greetings, everyone. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina at First Presbyterian Church, 200 West Trade Street. You can see we are right downtown. You can see some large buildings in the background. First Presbyterian Church complex, enclosed by an ironwork fence and set amid shaded trees. As you can see, the shaded trees occupies an entire city block in downtown Charlotte and has been a prominent fixture in the city since the mid-19th century. Constructed in 1857, the church underwent several expansions and renovations over the years, resulting in its present appearance. The one-story buildings feature stucco-covered brick construction, Gothic Revival arches, lancet windows, and stained glass windows. Crenellated, sorry, can't talk, it's been a long day again, parapets and towers with pinnacles adorned with crockets and finials. The original spire was built, or was rebuilt, in 1883 to 1884, and the side and rear walls of the church were taken down. A new structure was erected in 1894 to 1895. Throughout its history, the church has expanded to meet the needs of its congregation. Additions include the Burroughs Building in 1916 to 17, the Fellowship Hall in 1952, and the Office Educational Building 1960 to 61. Each expansion maintains the Gothic Revival style with features such as lancet windows, corner buttresses, and crenellated parapets. As an architectural monument, the First Presbyterian Church was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. As you can see, this is a beautiful church. The buildings that have been built along with it as time has gone on are beautiful as well, and lovely, lovely landscaping. Again, in an urban setting. Okay, that's it. I'll touch base with you in a little bit. Greetings, everyone. This is Vince. I hope all is well. I am at the hotel just north of Charlotte in Concord, North Carolina. This was a hard day again. 408.7 miles. I left Lexington, Kentucky this morning about 8 o'clock. Very chilly. Heavy coat was on. Neck protection was on. Hour and a half in, I had to stop and walk around a bit and get the blood going through my legs again. Long day, long day. Got to Charlotte. A lot of traffic, of course, catching it about rush hour. But the church, got downtown to the church very easily. The church, First Presbyterian Church, was fascinating. I thought the architecture was phenomenal. I thought the history was phenomenal. It was great, and then a hop, skip, and a jump with some traffic fights to get to the hotel. This is the last stop on 2024's Ride for Life. Next week I'll do a little video from the office, kind of doing a summary of everything, but it was a phenomenal experience. Yes, some very hard days on the bike, but the churches, each and every one, very fascinating with their history. Much to be said about that, which I will take care of next week. I hope all is well. Wishing everybody a good night. Greetings, Tender Care. This is Vince Picelli, the Executive Director. I hope everybody is well. This is our final wrap-up, so to speak, of the 2024 Ride for Life. But before I go any further, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. As I've said many times, without your support, without your prayers, there is no Tender Care. Now for the data and the report. I rode a total of 3,932 miles. I did 3 days of 400 plus miles, 3 days of 300 plus miles,
5 days of 200 plus miles and 1 day of 100 plus miles. We touched 13 different states and visited, as I mentioned, 11 churches in the Alamo. These churches included 3 Catholic churches, 3 Methodist churches, 1 Baptist, 2 non-denominational, 1 Lutheran, and 1 Presbyterian. In deciding where to go, I did some research on the Bible Belt, which I've mentioned in the past. I got quite fascinated with, and I discovered several websites where they listed the 100 top Bible-minded cities. So I went through there, and some of the lists are a little bit different, but they're all pretty much close. And I wanted to hit as many of the top 10 as I could, and we were pretty successful. We hit 8. When I chose a city, I then looked for historical churches within the city and then decided which ones to visit. The cities I visited, Lexington, Kentucky was number 1 on the list. Knoxville, number 3. Little Rock, Arkansas, number 4. Charlotte, North Carolina, number 5. Shreveport, Louisiana, number 7. Roanoke, Virginia, number 8. Birmingham, Alabama was number 9. Chattanooga, Tennessee was number 10. Visited Dallas, Fort Worth, that came in 25th. San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Alamo, was 41st. And St. Louis, Missouri was 47th. The first week of the trip would be characterized by excessive heat in a couple locations. Leaving Louisiana and going through East Texas, the temperatures went over 100 degrees. Matter of fact, I think they topped out at 103. Had a little dehydration problem coming out of San Antonio. I did have to stop and rehydrate. I pulled myself together and continued on my way without any further incident. The second week of the trip was characterized by high wind and cold temperatures. Every year I drag my big heavy leather motorcycle coat with me, hoping not to wear it because it is August. But the 5th year in a row, without fail, I had to wear it. It gets very, very frustrating when you're hoping to drive in warmth in a t-shirt and you have to put on that heavy leather coat. All in all, the trip was a great success. It was safe. A couple little incidents, as I mentioned, with the dump truck and a guy trying to take my lane in Chattanooga, but outside of that, it was very, very good. H.L. Mencken, the famous reporter for the Baltimore writer for the Baltimore Sun, he coined the phrase Bible Belt, but he did it as a negative picture of people of Christian faith. Of course, we're always battling this, aren't we? So this is nothing new, but we must stay strong and continue to move forward. And next year, Tender Care will ride again. Wishing everyone well.